Well, Allison, headlines are swirling that the former president's troubled with the law, his many troubles, have his political action committee, the Save America PAC, on a massive spending spree. $40 million so far this year. That's how much the PAC has reportedly spent on legal fees. So much that the New York Times first reported the PAC gave $60 million to a super PAC supporting Trump and now wants that money back. By comparison, the Federal Election Commission shows Save America spent much less than half that amount on lawyers for all of 2022.
All of those millions just for Donald Trump's defense?
No, it's not all just for him. With so many cases coming down on Trump, sources tell CNN his team is creating a legal defense fund to help defend some of the people who have worked with him and have also come under legal scrutiny. For example, those two men you mentioned a minute ago, the Department of Justice has accused them, along with Trump, of trying to delete security camera footage in the classified documents case. Aide Walter Nauta and Mar-a-Lago property manager Carlos de Oliveira. Of course, Trump denies those accusations, Allison.
Tom, where's the money coming from?
Most of it is coming from small donors. His campaign has been relentless and very effective into tapping into them. And Team Trump says it's fine to spend their money fighting what Trump calls political persecution. Look at this statement. In order to combat these heinous actions by Joe Biden's cronies and to protect these innocent people from financial ruin and prevent their lives from being completely destroyed, the leadership PAC contributed to their legal fees to ensure they have representation against unlawful harassment. Some legal and political analysts, however, are raising ethical eyebrows over Trump's team paying the bills of some who might be wanted as witnesses against the former president. Allison.
Tom, thank you very much for all of that explanation. So we wondered how Republican voters feel about Trump's political PAC spending millions for his legal problems rather than on his campaign. So we gathered a small group together tonight to ask them. None of these voters say Trump is their first choice in the primary, but wait until you hear what they say about the general election. Here's our pulse of the people. So, with this news that Donald Trump's super PAC has spent $40 million at least on his legal bills, show of hands, how many of you are bothered by that? Ryan, tell me your thoughts.
All right, so $40 million is a huge sum of money. And his bucket for the campaign has got a giant hole in it. And that's just going to be a problem from a strategic standpoint. I think it's going to hurt him.
Jack, your thoughts?
So if you go to donate to President Trump and his campaign, 10% of that money is going to that super PAC. It's those small donors that are donating to the campaign, thinking it's going to fund political activity. That is where I have the problem with it.
Naresh, Governor Chris Christie, one of Trump's competitors, calls it disgraceful because basically his point is that, you know, Donald Trump is a billionaire and why can't he pay for his own legal fees?
So I don't have a problem with Trump using campaign donation for his legal defense fund because his legal issues have everything to do with his reelection bid.
Do any of you think that this will hurt him, that his legal entanglements will hurt him in the general election?
It's going to hurt him because it's going to be a sideshow. It's going to be a constant distraction. It's a distraction that's purposeful. His legal problems started when he went down the escalator, and it will continue until he gives up political office and any ambitions of that.
Is any of this his fault or his responsibility? Has Donald Trump been reckless with the law and with the boundaries?
Well, I think we still have to wait for more information to come out there. So obviously everyone's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Guys, I'm just curious, show of hands, how many of you would have been upset if Barack Obama had taken boxes of classified documents home with him and when the National Archives realized it, moved them around so he didn't have to give them back?
I mean, Joe Biden took documents after he left office. Many
gave them back.
former presidents.
But let me just understand that. And gave them back. When the National Archives asked for them, gave them back. Do you not? Is there no distinction in your mind between giving them back and what the prosecutors say was obstruction of giving them back, and for a year and a half refusing to give them back? Is there no distinction between those two?
So with the FBI, they asked Donald Trump to add a different lock on his safe or whatever, but it wasn't one location. They said on the Hillary Clinton stuff that there was evidence that it was likely hacked by both the Russians and the Chinese. So it was a lot.
That's not
Sure.
true. The FBI decided that her server was not hacked. That's not true.
It was our personal server. It wasn't even a government server.
Which do you think is more secure? The Clinton server that they built in their home, or the cardboard box in the public bathroom that was next to the toilet in Mar-a-Lago?
That's a point. And I don't have an answer.
And here's my last question for you guys. If he is in the middle of a trial at the time that the election, the general election, comes up in 2024, or if, let's just say, somehow he's already been convicted, would you still vote for him? Yes, show of hands. Okay, so all of you would still vote for him even if he were convicted of a crime.
It depends on who his VP is, so I'm a half hand.
I just happen to believe that America cannot afford another 4 years of President Biden, of Vice President Harris. You have to pick one of those two options, and I cannot see myself ever voting for Joe Biden.
The cause is greater than the man. Ultimately, the cause is furthering a conservative governance in the United States. There is probably no one else who can more keenly feel the results of what the deep state has done to our institutions, our once proud institutions like the FBI, the DOJ.
I'm not planning to vote for Donald Trump. And I think it's time to move on from him, put all these legal issues aside, go for somebody younger, some fresh new blood. Trump had his chance to drain the swamp. I think it's time to go for another candidate who can actually drain the swamp and unite the country. Okay,
I'm back with Anna, Jay, Joe, and John. Anna, I'm always fascinated when I talk to folks, outside of Manhattan and hear well, actually, Jack is in New York, but to hear what the rest of the country's thinking. Your thoughts when you hear this?
I know some of these people, who think the same way. Some of them are in my family. Look, Trump has been very effective in portraying his Christ-like complex and talking about how he's taking this for them. He is suffering for them. It is his sacrifice for them. And there are people who genuinely believe, despite the fact that there is video, audio, and hard evidence documents, they don't believe their eyes. They don't believe what they see. It is cult-like behavior, but we saw this from Republicans already. Let us not forget that a bunch of conservative Christian Republicans voted for Trump after having heard him say in audio that he had sexually assaulted a woman. And they didn't care because they care about the Supreme Court. And he delivered, and they remember that.
Jay, what I heard from these guys wasn't that they don't believe what's happening to Trump. It's that they think that Democrats have done the same thing.
So I had a slightly different take on those three voters. And again, I find myself, I'm a pessimist. I think the glass is half empty and the water is evaporating. So let me just put that out there.
By the way, the water is evaporating.
Right, so
it's 100 degrees in Florida.
That's right. Having said that, so these are pretty reflective comments. And I think some of the stuff that Trump has said he would do when made president will really give some of these truly conservative voters pause. So ignoring congressional mandates, wiping out administrative agencies, not just the DOJ, but a number of administrative agencies, centralizing power in the White House. These are authoritarian moves. Democrats aren't talking about it just yet because we're not yet in the general election. But I actually took a slight note of hope from what those voters said, because they weren't in the kind of, I totally agree, the 37%, this is like a cult-like behavior, and everybody should read Stephen Hassan's The Cult of Donald Trump and understand, what's really going on, that this is about that. However, it felt to me like these weren't the true believers. And these were people who, support the issues.
They prefer other people in the primary, by the way.
And look, if the situation reversed, Joe Biden might not be my candidate of choice, but I'm certainly going to vote for him because I believe in basically the values that he stands for. And that's what I heard from these voters. And I think when it becomes more clear, but setting aside the legal issues, when we see what the plan for Donald Trump is for America, reasonable conservatives are going to be horrified.
Joe, quickly.
Look, I think to your point, there are a lot of Republicans who recognize that there is no conservative case for Joe Biden. That there are a lot of Republicans who do believe that if you're looking at what Donald Trump is proposing from a 30,000-foot policy standpoint versus what the Biden administration has put forth, that there is no comparison. That we should be disabused of any notion that Joe Biden is going to govern from the center. So I think that is what a lot of Republicans are dealing with. It's very difficult to say put the legal issues aside because in some ways they are unprecedented. It's very difficult to put the money aside because in some ways it is unprecedented. But there are people who simply recognize that to that panel's point, that the legal is inextricably linked with the politics, irrespective of whether you think some of it might have been brought on by the president himself.
Yes, and John, very quickly, is there any Federal Election Commission problem with Donald Trump's PAC paying for all of his legal? And
There is not. It's not illegal, but there's an ethical challenge. If an ethical lawyer says, hey, the third party's paying, but my obligation is to you, Mr. or Ms. Client, not to the person paying, it's fine. But if you're buying silence, it's not only unethical, it could be obstruction.